Kellogg's are racist, don't buy them anymore.
Feminism, suffragettes, feminism, suffragettes.
Our 2020 Didn't Happen of the Year award winner. Happy New Year and welcome back to the Average Blokes Show. In this episode, we're going to be rating the top tweets from the Didn't Happen of the Year awards, and our annual award celebrating the biggest liars on social media. Make sure if you've enjoyed our recent videos that you hit that subscribe button and turn notifications on.
All of the following tweets are taken from @_DHOTYA on Twitter, actually ran by someone from Coventry. Insert celebration noise. We're following this blind from the quarterfinals onwards. Let's get straight into it.
Okay, so the first quarterfinal matchup is Cocoa Pops versus Suffragettes. And if you're confused, so are we. So let's get into the first tweet. Mum, Rice Krispies and Cocoa Pops are the same, right? Except what? Cocoa Pops are brown from chocolate. Have you noticed Rice Krispies have 3 white boys representing the brand and Cocoa Pops have a monkey? Kellogg's are racist, don't buy them anymore. Wow. Okay, son. Oh, my word. Have you noticed Rice Krispies have 3 white boys?
It's like my friendship group at Oxford. Right, competing versus Cocoa Pops, we've got feminism, suffragettes. Rose says, I'm a feminist, but when walking past the boys' secondary school today, one of the boys called me to throw their football back over the very high fence. I responded, there's no way I can get it over that fence. To which he said, but feminism, miss. Use your girl power. 60 teenage boys then gathered on the other side of the fence, shouting encouragement and chanted, feminism, suffragettes. Whilst I repeatedly attempted the throw and then cheered and applauded when I succeeded. The kids are alright.
60 teenage boys, where do they come from?
Well, who is your winner firstly? Let us know in the comments below. But Josh, what are we thinking here?
That's a tough one, you know. I think the sheer audacity of the second tweet, having 60 lads chanting feminism, suffragettes. As much as I wish I had that much faith in humanity, no way that's happening. I think that, for me, it's got to be the second one.
Yeah, I'm happy to go with feminism, suffragettes. Feminism, suffragettes. You're frozen on mine, so. Right, so the second quarterfinal is He's Only 8 versus A Woman Always Knows. So let's dive into this first one. So I asked my husband why people have stopped caring about Brexit. Our son walked in and said, it's not so much that people have stopped caring about Brexit. I fear that Brexit has stopped caring about people. We looked at the floor and wept. He's right, you know, he's only 8. Oh my days.
We looked at the floor and wept.
Comment Brexit means Brexit.
What does that even mean? Brexit, stop caring about people.
The other one is by an 8-year-old as well, it seems.
So, tough competition. My 8-year-old daughter knew Biden won before the election was called. She was just eating lunch, got off her chair, knelt to the ground and raised a fist. That was when I saw the news on the TV break the story. She said, a woman always knows.
Oh, these are both terrible.
They're so bad.
I think the first one, because of that line, I fear that Brexit has stopped caring about the people.
An 8-year-old, like 8. I'd agree with you on that one.
Second quarterfinal winner.
For our next quarterfinal then, we've got £34 Cough versus The Voiceless. First up, £34 Cough. John, the rich are faking the pandemic. They are paying actors to pretend to be ill. My neighbour across the road was paid £34 to pretend to have a cough. Why £34?
Believable if you pick a niche number. Although it didn't work, obviously, because he's ended up in this competition.
Exactly.
He's coming up against The Voiceless, hosting to the Eastbourne Echo. This is a long one, so strap yourselves in. Need to share. Me and my 6-year-old Charlie were just shopping at Asda and people weren't keeping their distance and staff weren't doing nothing. So Charlie got out the line and shouted, everyone needs to keep 2 meters apart at all times. Then to make me even more proud, he took all the elderly people out of the line and took them all to the front. A woman in the G/he is trying to put Q, but said, Ket? A woman in the queue shouted, we were waiting first. Without thinking, Charlie said, With respect, man, this disease is taking away our mothers, fathers, grandmothers, grandfathers. We need to do all we can to protect them as they're the most vulnerable and this disease is spreading fast. I'm sure their lives are more important than your shopping. So think with your head and not your heart and be the change you want to see in the world. Bit of Gandhi, always good. Suddenly you hear people in the queue gasp as they cannot believe that someone of Charlie's age could have so much intelligence and personality. A man in the queue turns around and said to me, "Your son is going to be the future leader of this country." Charlie overheard and came over and said, "Excuse me, sir, with respect, I do not want fame or money. My happiness does not come from a job or money. It comes from being the voice of the voiceless. I cannot be more proud of my son. I needed to share, not to brag, for awareness." Oh my God. Long. That was very long.
It says a lot that the first 3 reacts to that post were laughing, angry, and shock react. That might have to win it just for the length. That person's gone to you to write that.
They probably don't even have a son called Charlie. No. Also, he's 6. I didn't even realise he was 6. The voiceless goes through. Right, entering our last quarter-final then. We've now got 100 metres versus Vascular Lab. Starting with 100 metres then, this is a screenshot of an Instagram post by Britney Spears that I'm sure a lot of you have seen. She said, "Ran my first 5. Getting over your fear of pushing it in the beginning is key. Once I did that, I hit 5. Usually I run 6 or 7. My first try was 9. And now I did it. Whoop! 100 metre dash." And she's ran 100 metres in 5.97 seconds. She's broken the world record there. Just casually.
The fact that this is Britney Spears, like this isn't some random person posting on the eSport Echo.
What could she be saying here? I don't understand how she's got it this wrong. With 100 watts.
I don't know. Yeah.
How could she do that?
I mean, maybe she's just done it and we're all idiots. Okay, so that's going up against the Vascular. Hey Dr. Park, this is Matt from the Vascular Lab. I have an outpatient here with an external iliac occlusion with cold foot pain and numbness that started 3 days ago. What should I do with her?
Hi, this is Hannah. I think you have the wrong number, but I googled it and I'm pretty sure you need to put a stent in her left radial artery. Best of luck, Matt.
Sorry, wrong number, Hannah. She ended up actually getting a stent. Took about 3 hours longer for trained medical professionals to figure out what you did in 3 minutes. Great job.
Yo, y'all hiring?
Wow, I mean that's tough competition for Britney, it has to be said.
I feel like this is either the worst attempt, do you know what I mean? What's the goal here?
Yeah.
Or it's some magic thing that's somehow radically happened. Nah, I think she's made it up. Yeah, it didn't happen.
Yeah, I reckon they were let's try and get on the Didn't Happen of the Year awards. Maybe.
Yeah, I think Britney edges it just because it's so dumb.
And it was we've got to give her some credit that this was massive. This is big news back at the start of lockdown.
Maybe she was trying to get on the DHOTYA Twitter account.
Well, fair play, Britney, you've succeeded. Okay, so we've got our first semi-final matchup. So this is Suffragettes versus He's Only 8. What are you thinking, Cam?
This is, these two are very strong contenders. I like the bit where he said, "I fear that Brexit has stopped caring about people, especially as he's 8. But I don't know, I'm slightly edging towards feminism suffragettes just because it's so outrageous that 60 teenage boys are chanting that.
She's saying that 60 lads came to the fence and were like, feminism suffragettes. I think that edges it for me. I think we got our first final.
Feminism suffragettes, true. Okay, and then the other one that we've got is The Voiceless, which was Charlie, the 6-year-old in the shop queue, versus 100 metres 5-second sprint or whatever it was by Britney Spears.
Yeah.
What are you thinking?
Charlie in the shop with The Voiceless, he does whip out some great phrases there, and he's 6, which is ridiculous. But I think I'm edging towards Britney just because it's just ridiculous.
You know what, we're saying wavelength. I think it's just funnier.
Yeah.
So,
and it was just a post on Instagram, a screenshot on Instagram, that's all it took.
Yeah, I'm happy to put Britney through. Alright, so we've got our finalists, but first let's have a look at who's going to win the 3rd place award. So we've got He's Only 8 versus the voiceless.
So this is our Brexit insight versus Charlie and the shopkeeper.
Yeah.
I'm thinking straight off the bat, there's some good phrases in He's Only 8, but for me the voiceless is just so dramatic and long about this 6-year-old kid.
Yeah, I think both are quite mad in terms of what they're actually going on about because no 6-year-old and 8-year-old are actually thinking about that.
Yeah.
But I'm happy to go with that. It's a long story. They've put a lot of effort in to convince everyone that Charlie's going to be a future leader of the country. And if Charlie's not the future leader of the country, they should at least win this award for their parents.
So that means that the voiceless is our 3rd place Blokes vote for the Didn't Happen of the Year awards.
And so on to our final, Josh. Who is the final?
So the final matchup is suffragettes versus 100 metres from Britney Spears.
This is tough. Should we say it on 3 and see if we come out with the same?
Go on then, alright.
Right, 3, 2, 1, suffragettes. Do you know what? I'm happy though. I'm happy to go with Britney if you... Because I'm on the fence. I'm on the fence, so convince me.
Part of me's like, I don't want to give too much credit to Britney.
So I was thinking that Britney's could be her just being like you mentioned, lockdown, this play on everyone running and stuff, like, oh guys, look at me, I want attention because I can run. Whereas the other one is more like she's trying to convince people that little boys in school are feminists wanting to kick a ball over a fence, you know what I mean? That was
no, you've convinced me, to be fair. I'm happy to go with the suffragettes because it is just some random person who's saying that the 60 lads came over and were chanting that, which is...
It's also this chant, feminist, suffragettes. I cannot imagine my schoolboys singing that.
No chance, no
chance. When I say my schoolboys, I meant my mates in school, not that.
My schoolboys.
So, Feminism, Suffragettes by Rose. You are our Blokes Award winner for the Didn't Happen of the Year award.
Comment if you agree with us, like if you don't.
Hopefully people won't agree with us though. To be fair, no one gets to this point in the video anyway.
No one gets to this point.
Should we leave that in? See if anyone got it.
And make sure to go over and follow our friends on Twitter @_DHOTYA.
And make sure to follow all of our socials, which you can find here and in the bio below. Just a reminder before you go, make sure you are subscribed to us and hit that notification bell to make sure you're keeping up to date with all our latest videos. Thank you very much and see you next time.
Bye.
Come and do your thing right next to me. Come and show me something that I've never seen. Yeah, like put all your faith in me, cause I'm feeling kinda vibrant. I wanna vibe.